around both sides of the face. All right, guys, Cersei's in here now, and we're gonna try. I love your name, by the way. Cersei's very pretty. So I've never heard it before. Do you know anybody?
Greek mythology. It's from mythology Greek.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. So look straight in, and same thing, just like that. Let's see how it looks on her. Chin down, Cersei, a little bit. Good. So see, I like guys with shadows and stuff, and it looks cool when he's all cut up. But women, I don't like to see this type of thing in here. So I like the flatter light. It's just the way I roll. It's still nice. It's a cool shot. But with Kahari, I was like, shabang! And with her, it's like, it's okay. Guys, it looks like window light potentially, but I'm not loving it. I'm going to bring the light forward and just see how it changes. Remember, we're going to just bring it forward a foot. Bring it forward a foot, watching the shadows in here. Cersei, chin down. Okay. Beautiful. Flattened it out a lot. It brings it around. We're wrapping it around now. I like that much better. Let's continue. Let's not only bring it forward, let's turn it towards her a little bit. Flatten it out a little bit more, and we're still getting the bounce from in here. Let's try this shot. I just brought it forward another 6 inches and turned it towards her. Simple. You got one little fill. You got your buddy Phil over here, and you got an octabank, and that's it. I'm liking it really flat, but let's just see what it does. Let's lift it up and angle it down and see what we get. We'll go up a little bit. We'll give it a little angle. Watch the light on her. I'm seeing some shadows in here. This is the place to look. So I think it's a little too high, but we'll try it anyway. Let's try it on this angle and just see how it fills, because it's an octabank. Let's see how it fills. That's it. Completely changes the light. Go back and forth between those. That's cool. That's amazing. Guys, I'm moving it. I'm essentially moving it like a foot, 2 feet, little increments, and it's a completely, did you understand how important it is where you put these lights? Am I measuring anything? No. Am I looking at it? Yes. So we're gonna go high. Guys, let's bring it around and go real high. Beautiful, there we go. Let's try this. Wow, totally different. Now we gotta get our buddy Phil, right? We got one, with the card on the side isn't filling as much, so we're gonna go underneath. And I can do this with another strobe head, which I usually like to do, but we're gonna try it with this. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that. So I like both, so we're gonna try both. Let's do, the silver can go a little bit lower. Let it down. The silver can go pretty low, guys, because it's too powerful. Hold it like, you see it as I'm doing it? Hold it, try there, down a little bit, like this. Try it there, hold that. Watch the silver. I prefer white generally, but let's see what the silver does. It's a lot. It's very dramatic. It makes a huge difference. Let's try it with the white. Watch height and what it's doing precisely. You really want to know what it's doing. So you got to look at it. All right, right there. Hold it there. Now, obviously, we're doing modeling lights. If you're doing strobe, you're going to have to shoot it to see this. So you guess, you shoot it, you move it around. It's a little more difficult. That's why, one of the reasons why I really always loved constant light is because I can see exactly what's going on. All right, so Cersei's a phenomenal model. She holds the board perfectly. And watch the difference. It's subtler, it's softer, it's really, really beautiful. And I actually like this light a lot. It comes down really nicely. Bring it higher to you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Try right there, hold it there. Lower a little bit, lower it a little bit, lower, right there. Let's see the difference. I just had her raise it up. Let's see how much more kick it gets. It's nice. I'm telling you, the white is way more subtle. When you do this silver stuff, it goes ballistic, and I'm into subtlety, so you don't want to go ballistic, right? Guys, so one of the questions I always had myself was like, what are all these things that you put on softboxes doing? What is the diffusion doing? Why is one silver inside? Why is one white? All that stuff. In here, we've got a silver interior, we've got a diffusion on the outside, and we have a baffle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna answer the question that you've probably always asked, why do I have these on and why am I using them? So we're gonna take them off and we're gonna show you the difference in the light. I took the outer diffusion on, I'm leaving the baffle, we're gonna take a shot. I'm still gonna give her the white card. Okay, let's try a shot, guys. Let's try this right here. Hold that, Cersei, chin up a little bit. There we go, hold that. Good, okay. It's a little bit contrastier. It's got a touch more contrast in there. It's very subtle. I want you to look at the shadow under the nose. Look at the difference between the shadow under the nose, how it's a heavier shadow. Now, let's take off the inner baffle. Now what we did was we took the baffle off, we took the front diffusion off, and now we have a hard light with silver reflection around it. So it's like similar to what a parabolic would be. So I want you to watch this. If you look at her, you can see I've got the hard shadow, like the hard light that we did a while back. I want you to watch. If I put, this is just an envelope, if I block that, this is similar to what a beauty dish does. Look at what it does to the shadow. See how soft that is? Now the light's being reflected back into the parabolic and off of the silver and giving a nice soft light. But if I take it off, again, hard again, but not as hard as it would be without this. So you're getting a little bit of fill from the silver in the interior of the umbrella. So let's take some shots and check it out and see what the difference is. We'll see what we got. Okay, so first I'm going to take a shot of Cersei without the fill card and just look at this light and see how it looks. Let's try it. Okay, look at that. Just taking that diffusion off just does that, right? Now, let's add the fill card and see how much we can bring back. We're going to do a soft fill. Actually, let's do it with the silver, just like the silver she's getting hit with. Let's just try it like this. Hold that up there. Hold that. A little lower. A little lower. Right there. Hold that. Good. Right there. Perfect. Let's try this. See how we fill that. Good. And now let's see if I, you know, sometimes the silver for me, it's a lot. It's going to really create that, but it's kind of a fashiony, edgy, editorial look still. And then I'm going to bring in the softer one just to fill a little bit right there, Cersei. Okay, let's drop it down a little bit, Cersei. It's a little bit high. Drop it down. Hold that. Good. All right, guys, so do you see how all that worked with this Octabank? Pretty cool stuff. Later on, we're going to show you how beauty dishes work, where they block the middle of the light and then fill it. That's why they got this name beauty dish, because of the amount of fill that they do. So we're going to try them, and you're going to see 3 different types, and it's going to be really interesting. We'll show you that in a little bit. So now we got Kahari in here. We got the guy. So we're going to see how cool this light looks on him and compare it to what we got with Cersei. Okay. Good. All right. I look at this. So I like the light on Cersei, but on Kahari, I'm not like jumping. Although he looks blank and miserable. Let me see. No, I'm kidding. Here, let's see if we give him some fill. Let's give him a little fill. Hold that like that. Let's try this. Let's see what that looks like. Hold that. There you go. Good. Let's see if this looks any better. I'm just not thrilled by it, but it did like it on Cersei's face. It's amazing how you light, how, you know, the light changes for the person. This is kind of feminine type lighting in my opinion, so it doesn't look great on Kahari. I think he's more rugged than this. This is like, you know, just doesn't, it's not really popping. It's not giving me the shebang that the other one was. I really like that other lighting with this, with the same modifier. Yeah, guys, come on. I mean, this is not, we needed a male, we needed a female, we wanted to show you differences. You're seeing it here. You're seeing why one light looks different on a female than it looks different on a male, and why you would use one over the other. You've got to decide for yourself what it is that you want to do and to make your work sing. Guys, you have to notice the light. You've got to know what it's doing. You're in charge of it. This is becoming this is your light. Once you touch this and move it and put it somewhere, it becomes yours. You create what comes out of it by where it's placed. If you've been watching people and are copying somebody's lighting setup and you're not moving it like 6 inches one way or 6 inches to the other, or changing the angle, the trajectory of the light, what are you doing? You're just not going to get what you want. You're going to get shots that might look good for a woman that wouldn't be working for a man. Guys, so here we have a beauty dish. This is my beauty dish. I beat this thing up They now make collapsible beauty dishes, but this one, you know, big solid chunk of metal. And what happens is you put the light head through here and you get a reflection off this plate back in the dish, and you get a really nice soft light out of it when it's straight on. And we're gonna show you when the person is in the shadow of the plate. So I would say a beauty dish isn't quite as soft as a softbox, and it's not as hard as a hard light. It's somewhere in between the two. I've been using this thing for years, and now I'm gonna show you all the different ways that you can use this sucker. I can't even remember when I purchased this thing, guys. I mean, I've had this thing for as long as I can remember, and thrown it into a lot of shots. Everybody's got a beauty dish in the studio, but now, this one's white. I've never shot a silver beauty dish. So guess what we did? We went and got some silver for you. So we're gonna check out these two and check out the difference. I'm assuming that this one's gonna be more contrasty and this one's gonna be softer, right? So why don't we just see if we can prove that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on. Now, you have to understand that when you put the head in here, it's gonna hit the plate. We've got a plate and then it reflects back into the reflector. If you turn it off to the side, you can see my fingers in there, right? So if you could see my fingers, you're gonna see the light head. So if the subject is over here, there's gonna be hard light and then fill around the subject depending on where you turn the beauty dish. So we're gonna experiment with that a little bit too. We've also got what's known as a Mola beauty dish, which is like a monster beauty dish, and we're gonna compare that as well. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap out the this Octabank with the beauty dish. Let's try that. Now, when you do this, try not to bonk your model in the head. We don't want to hurt them. We're going to keep it on the same angle, and we're just going to take a shot and just see what the difference is with the beauty dish. You can also, oh, let me just see. Yeah, he's blocked by that. Let's just try it on that angle. Let's just try the exact same light, same situation. So guys, I got the beauty dish. I just put it on where the Octabank was. I think it's a little too far away. It's not angled quite right. We took a shot. We got some soft light. It's definitely in between the hard light and the soft box. It's not quite as hard of a shadow as the hard light. It's not as soft as the soft box, but I think because of the nature of the beauty dish, we want to get it in there. We want to get a little bit closer. So I'm going to move it in, tighten it up, and I'm going to watch the light on his face as I do that. So guys, you can see, watch, as I'm moving this around, you can see the shadow on the background of the plate that blocks the light. So I want to put him in that plate so I get nice soft light around him, move it a little bit closer, and then watch what it does. If this is beauty lighting, you'd want to watch where that plate is. Well, I like blocking them with the plate. Let's try that one. Let's try this. Now we blocked them with the plate. Let's give it a shot, and let's take a look and see how that is. Look at that. Now we've got somewhere in between. We don't have really, really hard light. We don't have really, really soft light. We've got defined shadows, and we can look right under here, under his nose, what it's doing. We're also getting that fall off right on the cheek there, which is really nice. So guys, when I was far away on that, and I took that first shot, you could see there was a hard line under his neck. And when I came in, it softened all this under here real nicely, and it also gave me the contrast on the face really nice. So I like beauty dishes a lot closer. If you're using a beauty dish, you want it, it's got that name for a reason. It's supposed to be shot pretty close to your subject. And it definitely, I want to show you the difference. Watch when I get him, when I move the plate out of the way so he's got some hard light on him. Watch this. Now that the beauty dish is off to the side, I'm not even using it really. I'm just getting hard light here. Watch this. Now I've got hard light just out the side of the beauty dish. So you want to make sure that you don't point the beauty dish so that the plate, unless you want hard light like this, but the plate is what's creating the beauty of the beauty dish. So guys, I'm gonna mess with the light coming out of the beauty dish, whether it's hitting the plate or not hitting the plate. I'm gonna give him some hard light, and we're gonna try and edge him up and just see what we can do with this light out of the beauty dish because of the ability to move it so that you've got a bare head, or you've got the plate, or you've got something in between where you can put the plate, look at this. Now I've got hard light, And then I've got this line here, and I've got shadow going over there. Let's see what this looks like. Hold on. So I'm watching that. I think I'm going to go here. I'm going to go right there. So I'm getting mostly hard light on his face and a little fall off. Let's try that. Guys, I got hard light and soft light all in one in this shot. Watch this sucker. I don't have to change much. I got a nice fall off. I got nice hard light. And now I'm getting something that's a little funky. I'm messing with the light. So I'm getting a hot spot on him. Let's see. I'm using the space between the plate and the edge of the beauty dish to light his face right here. Then I'm getting fall off because the edge of the beauty dish is here and this is all going dark. Then the plate is lighting up this over here. So this is the soft side, this is the shadow, and the hard light's in the middle. That's what that shot is all about. Guys, this modifier is giving me options here. It's giving me a nice, I really like it. I don't know that you could do this with any other modifier without creating some sort of flagging situation or something like that. This is really creating it and building it in for you. So I love messing with the beauty dish, using this gap between the plate and the edge of the beauty dish to get some hard light in on him. Creates a little bit, it's just really cool with shadows. You guys fiddle with that when you can. So what we're gonna do now is I wanna shoot one more with it this close using the plate. You can see I just blocked him with the plate. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit and I'm gonna bring it off camera just so I can get the shoulder in that way. And we're gonna shoot a shot like this and then we're gonna bring in the silver one and just try that. Let's go in here. Really nice. The white creates such a nice, like flattering light on the subject. That's hence the beauty light, beauty dish. So now what I want to do is I want to try it with silver and I want to see what the difference is. My theory on this, I've never shot the silver one. I think that it's going to be contrastier. I think the light's going to pop a little bit more. Let's give it a shot and see. This is exciting, guys. All right. I'm not going to abuse the model. You can hit them with the softbox, but don't hit them with the beauty dish. Smack them around. You can always, like, if the model's behaving badly, you just bonk them with the beauty dish. Just be like, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Am I paying you today for this? What the heck's going on here? All right, hold that. That's it. Now we got something. Now I can already see. I'm seeing that the light is smoking out of that bad boy. We got a nice, beauty dish gives you a really nice catch light in the eye, nice and circular catch light, round. I didn't change anything. Look at that. Look at the difference. So I've got to show you the difference on that. That is amazing. So there's so much more light coming out of them. I had to stop down. So I want you to look at the background in the shot that I took with this. Just the amount of power coming out of this light is insane. You see how dark I had to stop way down and the background goes darker because the amount of light coming out of here hitting his face is so much. So to match exposure on the face, I had to stop down on the camera. So obviously the background went darker. But in terms of the tone and consistency of the skin and the light, going from one shot to the next, you have more of a hot spot right in this area with the silver, and it's just a punchier contrast to your light. I want you to learn to see light through the course of this video. You need to see it, you need to know what it's doing, you need to know why it's doing that. You need to look at the highlights and see what's going on and the transitions to the shadows. This is a harder light because it's got more juice in it. It's got contrast coming out from the silver that's just pumping the light right onto his face. Whereas the white is just a softer overall tone. It's a more subtle, touches the face in a more subtle way. It's a softer light. All right, so now we're gonna try and play with this thing. Let's do the same thing. Let's turn it so that the plate is not blocking the light, and we'll try and fiddle with it and see what we can get with Kahari in this same, there we go. Now we got some light coming out there. It's gonna be similar. I'm also watching here. Watch the light here as I go. I watch those shots, see where I want it to fall. I'm gonna try and bring it in here. Guys, look at the background as I spin this sucker. See where the plate is? You see the plate. It's over here, now it's over here. Look at his head's over there. That's created by his head. I can move the shadow from his head. I can put the plate. So now I'm gonna watch the shadows over here and under the nose to see where I wanna go. So I like that, and I want some hard light on them, but I wanna create that that shadow on the face. Maybe I'll go like something like that. But now I know it's in the frame of the camera, so I'm going to move it out a little bit. And I'm going to try and get it so that it doesn't abuse them too much. I might not be able to dive the camera into here. Okay. Kind of something like that. Let's see how we do with that. That's it. It's just out of the way of his head. I'm going to go stop down even more, take a shot, and just see what it looks like. Now it's super contrasty. We're going super black on this side of the face. We're getting a lot of dense black. The background's going really black. So guys, I went really severe on this one. I aimed the dish straight at the background, and I just watched this kind of curve around here on his face, and I'm getting a lot of shadow. The bulb is lighting him directly on this, and then the light is off on the background. Let's just see what this does. And you get something pretty interesting there. So it's just playing with shadows. With the Beauty Dish, you got more. Hey, this thing has a lot more versatility than you would think. You can play with it, and the beauty of digital is what? Trial and error. We shoot it, we don't like it. Maybe I don't like that shot. Maybe there's too much shadow in this area. Maybe I want to fill that in. Maybe I just want to try and bring it back a touch. What if I go like that? I'm still getting the shadow over here, but I just opened up that area, and I'm still on this angle. I just want to make sure. I love shooting with my lights in the frame, but I just want to make sure there's enough room between his ear and the shirt on this, watch this, that my retoucher can make that background sing again. And then I'm fine. He just hates me because I make him work more than he has to, but that's what they're paid for. You get a good retoucher, let him do it. If you're retouching yourself, you know what you're up against. You decide if it's worth your time throwing the light in there or not. Believe me, it's worth your time if you want a shot like this. So guys, Kahari did a great job. Love it. We're going to get Cersei in, and we're going to see what we do with a female model and using the different Beauty Dishes and playing with the light there. With female models, I like using the thing for the name it's called, Beauty Dish. So we want it to be beauty light, very light on the shadows, very flat, soft, flattering light. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna angle it differently. We're gonna get a boom stand out here so I can get it over the camera and I can watch where the shadows are falling, and we're gonna try some different things with Cersei. So we're gonna swap them out. We're gonna go back to I'm gonna start with the white Beauty Dish and we'll go from there. Thank you, Kahari. All right, guys, so we got this amazing. We got Cersei back in here. How beautiful is she? She's perfect for this. So we're gonna do feminine, like female beauty light, which I feel is less shadowy, more symmetrical than what I like to do with guys. Guys, I like to do angles. I like to shadow them up. I can beat Kahari's face up a little bit with light. I don't want to do that with her. I want this light. This beauty light is named appropriately for a reason. And I'm putting it very straight onto her, so it's right in the center of the head, right in her, centered on her face, so the light's falling off evenly on both sides of the face, and I'm watching the shadow underneath the jawline. And one of my favorite things to do with this light is to get it so that it's just hitting the frame of the camera. So it's just out of the frame. I want it as low as I can possibly get it, is just my thing, because I like shadowless stuff. So let's see. Okay, so I don't see it in the frame, so what I'll do is I'll lower it and watch that shadow on that jawline. And also, you can see from the shadow on the background, maybe you could see that we're hitting the plate. So we can see it on her face, we can see it where it's hitting. And now I want the plate on her face, right? We're doing this soft light, so we want the plate to hit her face. So we want to be centered right there. And then I want to bring it down so that it's just outside my frame. It might be in my frame now. Now it's in my frame. That's not good. It's chopping her head off. Don't do that. So we'll go up a little bit. And now I'm going to hope it's just out of frame. Usually I can go down a little. I went a little too high. Usually what I do is I will sometimes, depending on how far away I am, now I'm on 100mm macro, so I'm back there. But if I was up close, I'd have my lens touching this. I like my lens to touch the Beauty Dish. That's perfect. I just barely have it out of frame. All right, let's see how we do here. Cersei, you ready? Prepare yourself. Do something that's modelly. It's amazing. We've got so we've got the hard light hitting her chest. Do you see that? Look at this. So I've got flat light on her, but I've got a hot spot right in here, and I don't want it that hot in there. So I'm gonna point my light down a little bit so that the plate is covering all of her. See that? See that? I'm up like this. Now I'm gonna cover her with the plate. All right, I'm covering her with the plate now. So now, that's probably in my frame because I tilted it down. Let's just, yeah, I'm in my frame. And now I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit, but I got the plate covering her chest. Much better, so I don't get that hot spot. See that? So now with the beauty of this, you have to be aware of the light creeping out in different areas and making sure the plate covers your subject. So here we go, let's try this. This is perfect, very good. Let's see how that looks. Let's see, now watch, see the hot spot on her chest should be completely gone in this next shot. And there you go. Now you get much flattering beauty light. So now, why not? Why don't we try this just for kicks? Let's point it way down and get the harsh part hitting her face with the direct hard light. Let's watch it as I tilt it down and watch it on her face. Okay, let me see if I can muscle this thing. There we go. Watch, we've got the plate, we're losing the plate. Now we've got hard light directly down. We're almost straight down here. Tighten it up. Let's straighten it out a little bit. And I'm gonna have to raise it a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of flex on this stand. And now we're hitting her all with light coming out the side of that. Look at the difference in this sucker. Here we go. Let's see. So guys, this light is common in major ads and stuff like that. You see this beauty light with the shadow underneath the chin and stuff. And we might fill, where's my buddy? Here we go. We might fill, let's try, I wanna try this light with a little fill under here. So we might fill, can you hold that for me? Hold on, wait, let me flip the other one. I'm gonna make you work today. You gotta make your models work, guys. I was a model, I abuse the models. Make them work, make them hold stuff for you. That's probably too much. Let's go back the other way. We're gonna go right in here like this. Let's try that. Go down a little bit more so I can see the top. There we go, right there. Hold it like that. Let's try this shot. Let's see how if we can limit the shadow underneath the chin. So I'll take that from you. So right here, right? Look at the shadow density. I'm opening the shadow density up right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. So this is a simple solutions to get stuff, to fiddle with stuff and get the light to change. And we're going hard light right out of a beauty dish. Most of the soft light is hitting the floor. It's coming down like this. Really interesting. All right guys, so this is pretty cool. I like that shot. I'm liking the little fill card and everything. So, but we have to try the silver. We got to see what the silver does just to see. Now, Cersei's got obviously different skin tone than Kahari. So let's take this off and try the silver one. Same setup. I'm going to keep it the same position and everything. And we're just going to throw it on here. Looks very similar to me. Let's try it. Let's try a shot. Let's try a shot straight silver. And then let's do another one with the card just to compare the two that we took previously. You're not really seeing a huge difference between the silver and the white here because we're using the direct bulb coming out of this thing. There's gonna be a subtle difference. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it towards her, use the plate to deflect the light, and then we're gonna see what it does to wrap around and what the silver does coming out of the light. Let's try that. What's happening here is the silver creates its own hotspot, giving you more contrast. So you can see that the plate just deflects it, but it's a silver and it just comes around and just hammers her with light. So let's just see if we get this in position. We're putting the plate right on her face, but it's creating hot spots because of the silver reflection. Beautiful. Wow, cleans the face a lot. Well, I like that. Look at the shadow underneath that. So the shadow change is a totally different look, guys. We're gonna go silver. We're going all silver. Let's try this silver reflector this time. There you go. Cersei, nose this way a little bit. There, nose this way, straight in. There you go, good, right there. Forehead out, nose this way. There you go, there. Now we got some fill on that. That's a silver fill. Let's try a white fill just to compare. We're going white fill. The thing that amazes me the most about the silver beauty dish is that it pops the face, but it also changes the shadow underneath the chin. It's pretty amazing. Very versatile. A lot of times I notice that it just, you have to know what this tool is used for. If you put it too close to the model, you're gonna get all sorts of weird light. Look, if I put this like this and put it up here and I'm shooting it like that, watch this light. Well, now it's in the frame. Hold on, let's just go a little bit higher because this is what people do. They put it right over the person's head and they fire away like this. Now this light is all over the place. I got bags under her eyes over here, guys. I got shadows under her lip. I mean, it's just, you know, you've got a beautiful girl and then you ruin it by giving her crappy light. Stop doing that. The other thing you do is you put the beauty dish too far away. If it's too far away, why are you using a beauty dish? You don't need a beauty dish if it's far away. Watch, put this sucker over here. What's the point? Lift it up a little, put it way over here. All right, let's take a shot of that. Beauty dish is way over by the camera. Hold that. All right, guys, so this light's all right, you know, but you've lost detail. You've lost like the reason why you're using a beauty dish. You want to create that soft, subtle light, and now I'm just too far back. I'm not getting that, you know, back to the inverse square law. I'm not getting the shadowing that I need on the face. I'm just flattening out the light. So there's really no reason to have a beauty dish that far away. I want you to notice the shape and size of the shadow cast because we moved the light source further away, so we have harder light. So we have a harder shadow under here than when it was close. Even though this shadow's a little bit minimized, it's still sharp. So what we did was we did the white beauty dish, we did the silver beauty dish. It was cool, really cool for me to see the differences between the two. I love that. I was pretty impressed and kind of surprised at how big the differences were. But now we're really gonna go nuts. There's a company that makes beauty dishes that are known to be some of the most amazing out there, and it's called Mola. I've rented it and used it on shoots before. I remember liking it. I haven't shot in a while. I'm excited. Check this bad boy out. Look at this sucker. This thing is massive. We're gonna see how this lights Cersei and see what we can do with this thing. So Mola makes standard size beauty dishes, but we wanted to see the difference between, they make different sizes, and we got the biggest one they have just to see what that does. What we've got here on the Mola is we've got a couple things going on. One, we have a glass plate in the middle. That's an option that you can purchase. You can either do a solid plate or a glass plate. We decided for the opal plate, which allows a little bit of light through. But then we've also got some rings around here that have these little lips on them. So the hottest one's gonna be the first one. The smallest in circumference, it's gonna give the most light output. And then you get out to this ring out here, and this is a little bit wider, and then obviously at the edge, we get the least amount of light. It's the furthest from the source, and we're gonna see what kind of effect those ridges create. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna investigate the catch lights on this sucker. All right, we're gonna see some interesting rings around in the eyes, and I'm curious as to see what that looks like. Okay guys, I'm just gonna position this in a relatively same position as the other ones. Okay, let's try it right here. I'm gonna try it right here. So I'm getting this, just scooting the top of her head. I'm getting it as low as I can. I'm gonna try a shot with this sucker. Let's see what this does. It looks really, really soft to me, guys. Looks very soft. Let's give it a shot. Really soft light. Even that, if you look at that underneath the chin, like how soft it is, amazing. It's like changes the shadow underneath the chin completely. Let's try. I wouldn't mind going lower on it. Let's see if we can go lower and get it into my frame a little bit more and tilt it up a little bit towards her. We're gonna go lower on this. It's a big, that is one big beauty dish. Jeez Louise. Let's go, Cersei, right here. Guys, you remember what we talked about with larger versus smaller light sources? This is a big beauty dish. It's a monster. Softer on the shadows underneath the chin. Yeah, do you see in that shot there's no line? Now watch this, we're gonna fill and we're really gonna eliminate that shadow. Let's try it. Wow, oh my gosh. It's almost uplit. This is crazy. So Mola with a little silver reflector, you can really flatten that thing out. Look at that, that's amazing. Let's do it subtler. Let's do it with just the white and let's see what we get. I want you to watch this. I want you to notice this when I put this in. Look at this. See this? Watch this. See how that goes away completely? And it lit her face incredibly. Watch the eyes too. So we'll bring it in. We get the, watch the catch lights in the, now we got catch lights in the lower eyes too. And it brightens up the eyes a lot. Really nice. You'll see reflectors like that in beauty shots when you look through ad campaigns. A lot of people like the reflector. All right, let's try it on the white side though. I want to do a little something more subtle. I like my white side. Ready? It's a little bit more subtle on the reflector on the eye. It opens this up a little bit, but it doesn't blast the light off to like the crazy silver one does. Beautiful. See, I like that because it's more subtle. Thinking about this dish compared to the other beauty dishes, what do we have? We just have a softer, larger, massive beauty dish. So it's gonna soften the light. So I'm really curious. I like this light, I like what it's doing, but why would I put this big bad boy up there if I have a softbox or an Octabank or something like that? And I do, I have an Octabank. I could put an Octabank up there, I get nice soft light. Why don't we try it? Let's put that little 3-foot Octabank up that we like. Let's try it, let's see what it does. I think it's safer if you move. I don't want to use her. Okay, so I'm gonna get it so that I raise it a little bit and I'm gonna back it up just a touch. I've got the Octabank up here, little 3-foot Octabank. I'm gonna do same exact thing and just see what the difference is between this light and the last one we did. Let's try this. It looks very similar, like it's very hard to discern the difference in that, but I want to do a white one anyway. Hold it like that, just like where we did. I just want to see what the fill looks like on this one. Take it up a notch. Good. And let's try one more with the silver, just like we did the Mola with the silver too. Hold that. Let's do this. We got a lot of bounce off that. We basically did it. We got this set up, we got the Mola set up, we did the Octabox, and to tell you the truth, the difference wasn't enormous to me. Yeah, this has a cool catch light because you get the little ripples in the eye, but this disc is really one thing that you could change. You could get some variation. Light is passing through this. You can also put a solid one there and then you would create different light out of it. But entirely up to you. If you want to go have one of these big boys around, they're hard to travel with. They're definitely a studio light, and the Octabank is collapsible, and you can take that show on the road. So for me, this is a pretty cool little operation, but it's a little bulky. And if I was traveling, I'd probably take something like that, just because the difference is so negligible between the two.